Speak the Rich Code, written and published by Rich Audiobooks. The words flowing from your lips are crafting your financial future with each passing moment. Just as an architect uses precise measurements and specific materials to construct a building, your daily vocabulary forms the foundation of your wealth identity. The language patterns you've inherited and developed over years have invisibly shaped your relationship with money, success, and abundance. Consider how differently two people might describe the same financial situation. One says, "I'm drowning in expenses," while another states, "I'm managing my cash flow." Though referring to identical circumstances, these verbal choices create vastly different neural pathways and emotional responses. The first speaker is programming their brain for struggle, while the second is encoding patterns of control and capability. Your brain processes every word you speak as a command, an instruction for reality creation. When you habitually say phrases like, "I can't afford it," or "money is tight," you're not merely describing your current situation, you're issuing directives to your subconscious mind to maintain these conditions. Wealthy people, by contrast, have mastered the art of prosperity-focused language. They speak of investments rather than expenses, opportunities rather than costs, and returns rather than losses. Lesson 1. Words that build wealth. Take Sarah, a small business owner who transformed her company's trajectory by consciously shifting her vocabulary. She stopped saying, "if we get more clients," and began stating, "when our next clients sign." This subtle yet powerful change altered how she approached sales conversations, marketing decisions, and team communications. Within 18 months, her revenue doubled. The shift in her external language rewired her internal expectations, leading to aligned actions that generated real-world results. The vocabulary of wealth creation includes specific power words that successful people use regularly: invest, leverage, appreciate, multiply, grow, generate, and compound. These words carry energetic frequencies that align with abundance rather than lack. They trigger different neurological responses than their scarcity-based counterparts like spend, cost, lose, waste, or struggle. Your financial vocabulary acts as a set of programming instructions for your wealth thermostat. Each time you open your mouth to discuss money matters, you're either strengthening wealth-attracting neural pathways or reinforcing poverty-perpetuating patterns. A wealth builder says, "I'm learning about the market," instead of "I don't understand investing." They say, "I choose not to purchase that right now," rather than "I can't afford it." These linguistic choices might seem insignificant in the moment, but they accumulate to form your financial identity. The transformation begins with awareness. Start noticing the words you use when discussing money, success, and your financial future. Record yourself having conversations about business or finances, then analyze your default phrases and patterns. Are you speaking the language of possibility or limitation, of growth or stagnation? This audit becomes your baseline for conscious language reconstruction. Your wealth-building vocabulary should reflect the financial future you're creating, not the economic past you're leaving behind. When you consistently speak words aligned with prosperity, you naturally begin thinking, feeling, and acting in ways that generate wealth. Your brain seeks to resolve the cognitive dissonance between your elevated language and current reality by bringing your circumstances into alignment with your words. The journey to financial prosperity requires a complete linguistic renovation. Every word you speak about money must be intentionally chosen to support your wealth-building goals. This isn't about denial or false positivity. It's about programming your mind with language that opens pathways to abundance rather than reinforcing barriers to wealth. Your words are building blocks of your financial future, and from this moment forward, you'll choose them with the precision of a master architect designing their masterpiece. Lesson 2. Rewire with Rich Talk. Your financial reality begins to shift the moment you consciously change your language patterns. Every word you speak acts as a neural pathway reinforcer, either strengthening your existing financial mindset or carving new routes toward wealth consciousness. The process of rewiring your brain through intentional language isn't just positive thinking, it's strategic neural reconstruction. Think of your current financial vocabulary as a well-worn path through a forest. You've walked this route so many times that it's become automatic, requiring no thought or effort. These are your habitual phrases about money, success, and your economic situation. They might include statements like, "I'll never get ahead," or "money is hard to come from." These verbal patterns have created deep neural grooves that your thoughts automatically follow, perpetuating the same financial results. The good news is that your brain maintains lifelong neuroplasticity, the ability to form new neural connections and pathways. When you consciously introduce new wealth-affirming language into your daily speech, you begin creating alternative routes. Initially, these new paths feel uncomfortable and require deliberate effort, just like bushwhacking through untamed forests. You might feel resistant or even foolish speaking in new ways about money. This discomfort is actually a sign that you're successfully challenging established neural patterns. Your wealth language rewiring begins with a morning ritual. Upon waking, speak your new financial truth aloud. I am a money magnet. Wealth flows to me easily. I make confident financial decisions. Speaking these statements activates multiple sensory pathways. You hear your voice, feel the vibrations in your throat, and process the meaning simultaneously. This multisensory engagement accelerates the rewiring process, creating stronger new neural connections each time you practice. Throughout your day, catch yourself in moments of habitual poverty speech. When you notice these old patterns emerging, immediately redirect with your wealth language alternatives. If I can't afford that rises to your lips, replace it with, I'm choosing to invest my money elsewhere right now. This active intervention prevents the reinforcement of scarcity pathways while strengthening your new prosperity circuit. The power of rich talk extends beyond self-directed speech. Your brain also processes the financial language you use in conversations with others. When discussing money matters, consciously elevate your vocabulary to reflect abundance rather than limitation. Instead of commiserating about bills, speak about investment opportunities. Rather than complaining about prices, discuss the value and returns you seek. Each interaction becomes an opportunity to reinforce your new, wealthy neural pathways. As you consistently practice rich talk, you'll notice subtle shifts in your financial awareness and behavior. Your reticular activating system, the brain's filter for relevant information, begins to attune to opportunities that match your new language patterns. You'll start noticing investment possibilities, business openings, and money-making potential that previously passed beneath your radar. This increased awareness isn't coincidental. It's your rewired brain responding to your new verbal commands. Document your language transformation journey. Record yourself speaking about money at the beginning of this process, then again after 30 days of consistent practice. You'll likely notice significant changes in your vocabulary, tone, and overall financial energy. These recordings provide concrete evidence of your neural rewiring progress and serve as motivation to maintain your new wealth-building speech pattern. This rewiring process requires patience and persistence. Your old scarcity language patterns developed over years of repetition. While new neural pathways can form relatively quickly, they need regular reinforcement to become your default mode of expression. Commit to at least 90 days of conscious rich talk to establish these new patterns as your natural financial vocabulary. Lesson 3. Stop speaking scarcity. The language of lack has become so embedded in our daily conversations that we rarely notice its insidious influence on our financial reality. Every time we utter phrases like, I can't afford it, that's too expensive, or I'll never have enough, we reinforce neural pathways that perpetuate a scarcity mindset. These seemingly innocent expressions act as verbal locks on the doors of abundance, keeping us trapped in cycles of financial limitation. Consider how often you engage in complaint narratives about money. These stories about bills, expenses, and financial struggles might feel like natural responses to your circumstances, but they are actually powerful self-fulfilling prophecies. When you consistently verbalize financial hardship, you train your brain to seek evidence that supports these limitations, overlooking opportunities that could transform your situation. The shift away from scarcity language begins with awareness. Start noticing how frequently you use words and phrases that emphasize what you lack rather than what you're creating. Pay attention to conversations with friends and family, how many center around financial constraints rather than possibilities. This awareness becomes your first step toward linguistic liberation. To transform your financial reality, you must consciously replace scarcity statements with language that opens pathways to abundance. Instead of, I can't afford it, try, I'm choosing to invest my money elsewhere right now. Rather than lamenting high prices, ask yourself, how can I create the resources to acquire what I desire? This subtle shift moves you from a position of victimhood to one of agency and possibility. The habit of financial victimhood often manifests in our everyday conversations through subtle blame statements. We might blame the economy, our employer, or our circumstances for our financial situation. Each time we do this, we verbally surrender our power to external forces. Breaking this pattern requires conscious effort to speak in terms of responsibility and capability rather than helplessness and constraint. Your daily vocabulary shapes your financial energy field. When you speak of struggle, you attract more situations that validate that struggle. However, when you begin to speak in terms of abundance, even before it's fully manifest in your life, you create an energetic invitation for prosperity. This isn't about denial or fake positivity. It's about consciously choosing language that aligns with your desired financial reality. Practice replacing scarcity-based reactions with abundance-focused responses. When someone complains about prices, redirect the conversation to value and opportunity. When faced with a financial challenge, frame it as a growth opportunity rather than a hardship. These linguistic choices might feel uncomfortable at first, but they gradually reshape your relationship with money. Your words are seeds planted in the garden of your financial future. Every time you speak of shortage, you water the weeds of lack. But when you consciously choose language that reflects abundance, possibility, and growth, you nurture the flowers of prosperity. This transformation doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent attention to your verbal choices, you'll begin to notice shifts in both your mindset and your material circumstances. The language of abundance isn't about ignoring financial realities. It's about approaching them from a position of power and possibility. Rather than saying, "I'm broke," say, "I'm in the process of building my wealth." Instead of, "I'll never get out of debt," declare, "I'm implementing my debt freedom strategy." These linguistic shifts might seem subtle, but they fundamentally alter the energy you bring to your financial journey. Lesson 4. Declare it until it's real. Words hold immense power when wielded with intention and persistence. The practice of declaration, speaking your desired financial reality as if it already exists, creates a bridge between your current circumstances and your wealth aspirations. This transformative approach requires more than casual positive thinking. It demands a committed practice of purposeful statements that reshape both your mindset and your material world. When you declare your financial future with conviction, you activate multiple forces in your favor. First, your brain begins to recognize and pursue opportunities aligned with your declarations. If you consistently declare, "I am building multiple streams of passive income," your mind becomes attuned to investment possibilities, business opportunities, and wealth-building strategies that previously might have gone unnoticed. Your declarations literally program your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information, to seek evidence supporting your stated reality. The gap between declaration and manifestation often feels uncomfortable. You might feel fraudulent declaring abundance while looking at a modest bank balance, or asserting your investment success when you're just beginning your wealth journey. This discomfort is not only normal but necessary. It's the friction that creates change. Consider it similar to working out. Muscle growth occurs in the space between effort and achievement. Your declarations create productive tension between your current and desired states, compelling movement toward your stated reality. Making powerful declarations requires specific language choices. Instead of saying, "I want to be wealthy," declare, "I am wealthy and money flows to me easily." Rather than hoping for financial freedom, state, "I make confident financial decisions that expand my wealth daily." These declarations should be precise, present tense, and stated with emotional conviction. The energy behind your words matters as much as the words themselves. Your declarations gain strength through repetition and ritual. Create a morning practice of speaking your financial truth before engaging with the world. Stand before a mirror, make eye contact with yourself, and declare your wealth identity with authority. Write your declarations in a journal, speak them during your commute, or record them to listen to throughout the day. This consistent reinforcement helps override old patterns of scarcity thinking and establishes new neural pathways aligned with wealth. Share your declarations selectively with those who support your vision. The act of declaring your financial future to others adds another layer of commitment and manifestation power. However, choose your audience carefully. Share with those who will reinforce and elevate your declarations, not those who might dismiss or diminish them. Your declarations are sacred tools for transformation, not topics for casual conversation or debate. Track the evolution of your declarations as your wealth consciousness expands. What begins as "I am learning to invest wisely" naturally grows into "I am a sophisticated investor with a diverse portfolio." Allow your declarations to evolve as your financial reality shifts, always staying slightly ahead of your current circumstances to maintain the creative tension that drives growth. Your declarations should stretch you without snapping your belief system. As you embrace the practice of powerful declarations, you'll notice subtle shifts in your behavior, decisions, and opportunities. You'll find yourself naturally taking actions that align with your declared reality. Your financial choices will become more confident, your wealth-building strategies more focused, and your results more aligned with your spoken vision. The gap between declaration and manifestation begins to close, not through magical thinking, but through the profound alignment of your words, beliefs, and actions. Lesson 5. Voice of a Millionaire. Have you ever noticed how differently wealthy people talk about money? Their language patterns reveal a distinct relationship with wealth that separates them from those still struggling financially. They speak with certainty about money, treating it as a natural part of life rather than a source of stress or mystery. Wealthy people consistently use active, empowered language when discussing financial matters. They don't say, "I hope to afford it someday," but rather, "I'm creating the means to acquire it." They discuss money matters with the same ease as they might discuss the weather or their weekend plans. This natural, confident tone reflects their deep-seated belief in their financial capabilities and their right to prosperity. The financially successful also demonstrate a notable absence of apologetic language around wealth. They don't diminish their achievements or feel compelled to justify their success. Instead, they own their accomplishments while maintaining a matter-of-fact attitude about money. This straightforward approach signals to others, and more importantly to themselves, that wealth is a natural outcome of their actions and decisions. When facing challenges, millionaires maintain language that focuses on solutions rather than problems. Rather than saying, "I can't because," they ask, "How can I?" This subtle shift transforms obstacles into opportunities, creating a mindset that naturally attracts wealth-building possibilities. Their vocabulary is rich with words like invest, leverage, assets, and returns, terms that reflect an orientation toward growth and multiplication rather than mere survival. To adopt the voice of a millionaire, start by consciously eliminating phrases that undermine your financial power. Replace "I should" with "I will," "I can't afford it" with "I'm choosing to invest elsewhere," and "That's too expensive" with "That's not my priority right now." These adjustments might feel artificial at first, but they gradually become natural as your financial identity evolves. Wealthy people also demonstrate a unique way of discussing time and money. They speak about both as resources to be invested rather than spent. Notice how they frame conversations around value creation rather than cost. Instead of asking, "How much does it cost?" they ask, "What's the return on this investment?" This perspective shift transforms every financial decision into an opportunity for growth. The voice of a millionaire extends beyond mere money talk. It encompasses how they discuss business opportunities, network with others, and present themselves in professional settings. They speak with authority about their expertise, confidently share their viewpoints, and aren't afraid to articulate their value proposition. This self-assured communication style opens doors to opportunities that might remain closed to those who speak with uncertainty or self-doubt. Practice incorporating these wealthy speech patterns into your daily conversations. Start with low-stakes situations where you can experiment with new ways of expressing yourself about money and success. Pay attention to how others respond to your shifted language and notice how your own perception of wealth begins to transform. Adopting the voice of a millionaire isn't about pretense. It's about aligning your speech with the wealthy person you're becoming. The wealthy also maintain consistent language during both successes and setbacks. They don't allow temporary challenges to alter their fundamental way of speaking about money and success. This steadiness in their communication reflects their unwavering belief in their ability to create and maintain wealth, regardless of current circumstances. By adopting this same steady, confident tone in your own financial discussions, you begin to embody the identity of someone who naturally attracts and maintains wealth. Lesson 6. Elevate your inner dialogue. Your most influential financial advisor lives within your mind, speaking to you constantly throughout each day. This inner voice shapes your wealth identity more powerfully than any external mentor could, yet most people leave this internal dialogue unexamined and unmanaged. Every thought about money forms part of an ongoing conversation you have with yourself, creating either a foundation for wealth or a quicksand of scarcity. Consider how your inner voice responds when you check your bank account, receive a bill, or contemplate a major purchase. Does it whisper words of worry, shame, or limitation? Or does it speak with confidence, strategy, and possibility? This internal commentary isn't just passive observation. It actively shapes your financial decisions and actions. When you learn to elevate this dialogue, you transform your relationship with money from the inside out. Begin by becoming aware of your financial self-talk patterns. Throughout the day, your mind processes thousands of thoughts about money, wealth, and your economic potential. Start catching these thoughts as they arise. Notice the tone, the assumptions, and the underlying beliefs they reveal. Are you internally berating yourself for past financial mistakes? Are you constantly calculating what you lack rather than focusing on growth opportunities? This awareness is the first step toward transformation. Your inner financial mentor voice already exists within you. It's simply waiting to be amplified. This is the voice of wisdom that knows you're capable of greater wealth, that sees opportunities where others see obstacles, and that maintains calm confidence during financial challenges. When you face a money decision, consciously activate this mentor voice. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" let your inner mentor ask, "How can I make this succeed?" Rather than dwelling on past mistakes, let this voice guide you toward future possibilities. Meditation becomes a powerful tool for redirecting your internal money conversations. Set aside quiet time to observe your financial thoughts without judgment. As limiting beliefs surface, gently replace them with expansive alternatives. If your inner voice says, "I never have enough," guide it toward, "I'm learning to create abundance." If it whispers, "Rich people are lucky," redirect it to, "Wealth comes through strategy and action." This isn't about forcing positive thinking. It's about training your inner dialogue to align with your wealth goals. Writing provides another powerful method for capturing and transforming your financial self-talk. Keep a dedicated journal for money thoughts and feelings. When you notice a particularly limiting internal message, write it down. Then craft an elevated alternative that better serves your financial growth. This process helps you recognize patterns in your inner dialogue and consciously create new mental pathways toward wealth. Transform your internal questions from disempowering to enlightening. Instead of, "Why can't I get ahead?" ask, "What opportunities am I not seeing?" Replace, "How will I ever afford this?" with, "What creative ways could I generate this money?" Your inner dialogue should spark solutions rather than reinforce limitations. These elevated questions activate your brain's problem-solving capabilities and open your awareness to possibilities you might otherwise miss. Your inner dialogue operates as a self-fulfilling prophecy. The financial conversations you have with yourself today shape the wealth you'll experience tomorrow. By consciously elevating this internal communication, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're rewiring your brain's approach to money, opportunity, and abundance. Your inner voice becomes your most powerful ally in creating the financial future you envision. Lesson 7. Speak from the future you. The most powerful shift in your financial language comes when you master the art of speaking from your future wealthy self. This isn't merely positive thinking or wishful dreaming. It's a deliberate practice of embodying the person you're becoming through precise language choices that collapse time and bring your desired future into the present moment. When you speak from your future wealthy self, you eliminate the gap between who you are now and who you're becoming. Instead of saying, "One day I'll be financially free," you shift to, "I am building my wealth systematically and watching my investments grow." This subtle but crucial difference programs your brain to operate from the perspective of the person who has already achieved what you're working toward. Your future wealthy self has different thought patterns, different daily habits, and most importantly, different ways of expressing their relationship with money. They don't hope for financial abundance, they expect it. They don't wish for opportunities, they actively create them. By speaking as this version of yourself now, you create a bridge between your current reality and your desired future state. Time-shifting your language requires conscious practice. When discussing your finances, speak as if your future success is a foregone conclusion. Rather than saying, "I'm trying to save more money," say, "I'm allocating 30% of my income to investments every month." Instead of, "I hope to start a business someday," declare, "I'm developing my business strategy and building my customer base." This isn't deception, it's linguistic programming that shapes your actions and decisions. Your future wealthy self understands the power of definitive statements. They don't dabble in maybes or somedays. They speak with clarity about their financial position and goals. "I am generating multiple streams of income" becomes your go-to phrase rather than "I'm looking into ways to make extra money." This shift in language creates a psychological framework that supports wealth-building actions and decisions. Creating your future wealth biography is a powerful exercise in this practice. Write out your story as if you're already living your desired financial reality. Detail how you built your wealth, the decisions you made, the opportunities you seized, and the mindset that drove your success. Then speak this narrative aloud regularly, allowing your current self to fully inhabit this future reality through your words. The language of your future wealthy self also influences how you process current challenges. Instead of viewing obstacles as roadblocks, you describe them as stepping stones to greater wealth. "This setback is teaching me valuable lessons about risk management" becomes your natural response rather than "I can't believe I lost money on that investment." Your future wealthy self understands that every experience contributes to their financial mastery. Your future self's vocabulary is rich with words of ownership, certainty, and abundance. They don't speak of struggle, lack, or limitation. When you adopt their language patterns, you naturally begin to think and act in alignment with their perspective. Your decisions become clearer, your actions more decisive, and your relationship with money more empowered. The practice of speaking from your future wealthy self requires consistency and commitment. Each time you catch yourself speaking from a place of financial limitation or uncertainty, pause and ask, "How would my future wealthy self express this?" Then reconstruct your statement from that elevated perspective. This constant realignment of your language with your future identity accelerates your transformation into that very person you're speaking as. Through this practice, you're not just talking about a better financial future, you're literally speaking it into existence by embodying it in the present moment. Your words become the bridge between who you are and who you're becoming, creating a linguistic pathway that your reality naturally follows. The future wealthy you is already present in your words, waiting to be fully expressed in your life. Lesson 8. Let your tongue match your vision. Words that clash with our vision create internal discord that can sabotage our financial growth. Many people set ambitious financial goals but continue speaking in ways that directly contradict their aspirations. This misalignment between verbal expression and financial vision creates a form of self-sabotage that can be subtle yet devastating to wealth creation. Think of your words as a mirror reflecting your true beliefs about money and success. When you declare, "I'm going to be a millionaire," but then regularly complain about prices or express doubt about your earning potential, you're sending mixed signals to both your subconscious mind and the universe. This contradiction creates a form of cognitive dissonance that makes it difficult for your brain to fully commit to your financial vision. The key to alignment lies in conducting a thorough audit of your daily conversations. Pay attention to casual comments about money, success, and wealth. Do you make self-deprecating jokes about being broke? Do you unconsciously express limiting beliefs about wealthy people? These seemingly harmless remarks can undermine your carefully crafted vision statements and affirmations. Developing verbal integrity around money means speaking with unwavering consistency about your financial future. When friends discuss economic challenges, resist the urge to join in with stories of lack or limitation. Instead, practice redirecting conversations toward possibilities and opportunities. This doesn't mean being unrealistic or dismissive of genuine challenges, but rather choosing to frame discussions in ways that align with your wealth vision. Your financial vision should influence every money conversation you have, whether you're discussing business opportunities, making purchases, or planning for the future. If your vision includes building a successful investment portfolio, your language should reflect the mindset of a savvy investor, even if you're just getting started. This might mean replacing phrases like, "I can't afford that," with, "I'm choosing to invest my money differently right now." Building verbal consistency requires practice and awareness. Start by creating a clear picture of how someone who has already achieved your financial goals would speak. Would they constantly reference financial limitations? Would they speak with uncertainty about their ability to generate income? Would they express doubt about their worth in business negotiations? Let this ideal guide your own verbal choices. Share your financial vision strategically and selectively. While it's important to speak your truth, not everyone needs or deserves to hear about your wealth goals. Choose confidants who support your vision and can engage in conversations that reinforce rather than undermine your aspirations. When discussing your financial future with others, speak with quiet confidence rather than defensive justification. Consider creating a personal lexicon of aligned language, specific phrases and responses that support your wealth vision. This might include powerful ways to discuss your business, articulate your value, or negotiate financial arrangements. Aligning your speech with your vision extends beyond explicit financial discussions. Your overall communication style should reflect the prosperity mindset you're cultivating. This includes how you respond to challenges, how you describe your work, and how you discuss future possibilities. Every word you speak is either moving you closer to or further from your financial vision. Verbal alignment creates a powerful foundation for wealth manifestation. When your daily speech patterns perfectly match your financial aspirations, you create a clear channel for abundance to flow into your life. This alignment signals to both your conscious and subconscious mind that you're fully committed to your wealth journey, accelerating your progress toward your financial goals. Lesson 9. Power statements for prosperity. Your words carry energy, and when crafted into powerful statements, they become catalysts for financial transformation. Power statements are not mere affirmations. They are declarations of intent that reshape your financial DNA and command your subconscious mind to align with prosperity. These statements serve as the bridge between your current financial reality and the wealth you're destined to create. The most effective power statements combine emotional resonance with unwavering certainty. When you declare, "I am a money magnet, attracting wealth through multiple channels," you're not just speaking words, you're programming your neural pathways to recognize and seize financial opportunities. Your brain begins to filter reality through this new lens, highlighting possibilities that may have previously gone unnoticed. Prosperity statements must be personal and specific to resonate deeply with your authentic desires. Generic phrases like, "I am rich," lack the specificity needed to trigger real change. Instead, craft statements that reflect your unique wealth journey. "I build lasting wealth through ethical investments and innovative business ventures," or "My financial intelligence grows daily, leading to exponential wealth creation." These tailored declarations speak directly to your path and purpose. The timing and context of your power statements matter significantly. Morning declarations set the tone for your day's financial interactions, while evening statements program your subconscious mind as you sleep. Speaking your prosperity statements aloud while looking in the mirror creates a powerful feedback loop as you witness yourself embodying the energy of wealth. This visual and auditory combinations associated with your wealthy identity. Your power statements should evolve as your wealth consciousness expands. What resonated during your first steps toward financial transformation may feel limited as your vision grows. Regular refinement of your statements ensures they continue to challenge and inspire you. As your net worth increases, your declarations should reflect more ambitious goals and sophisticated wealth-building strategies. The language of your power statements must be absolutely clean of doubt or qualification. Phrases like, "I hope to," "I want to," or "I will try to," undermine the potency of your declarations. Instead, speak with the authority of someone who already possesses what they desire. "I am," "I create," "I generate," "I build." This grammatical precision trains your mind to operate from a position of certainty rather than aspiration. Consider the vibrational quality of your power statements. Words like abundance, prosperity, wealth, and fortune carry high-frequency energy that aligns with financial success. Incorporate these terms thoughtfully into your declarations, but ensure they feel natural and authentic to your voice. Your statements should energize and inspire you each time you speak them. Physical anchoring enhances the impact of your power statements. Touch your heart as you speak them, stand tall with your shoulders back, or create a specific gesture that becomes associated with your declarations. This physical, verbal connection strengthens the neural pathways associated with your wealthy identity and makes your statements more memorable and impactful throughout your day. Share your power statements selectively with those who support your vision of prosperity. Speaking your declarations in the presence of like-minded people amplifies their power and creates a collective field of wealthy consciousness. However, protect your statements from those who might meet them with skepticism or negativity, as their doubt could weaken the energetic force of your words. Power statements are not static affirmations, but dynamic tools for transformation. Let them be bold enough to stretch your current beliefs while remaining within the realm of your growing faith in your financial potential. As you consistently speak these carefully crafted declarations, you'll notice your thoughts, actions, and ultimately your financial reality shifting to match the prosperity you commanded through your words. Lesson 10. Your words are commands. Your words don't just describe your reality, they actively create it. Every statement you make about money is a direct command to your subconscious mind and the universe at large. When you understand this profound truth, you begin to treat your words with the reverence and intentionality they deserve. Think of your words as programming code for your financial reality. Just as a programmer writes precise instructions to create specific outcomes, your verbal expressions are writing the program of your financial future. Each time you speak about money, wealth, or your financial situation, you're entering commands into the universal system that shapes your experience. The command nature of words explains why casual statements like, "I'm always broke," or "I can never save enough," become self-fulfilling prophecies. Your mind and the universe don't distinguish between jokes, complaints, or serious declarations. They simply execute the commands you give them through your words. This is why wealthy people are often extremely careful about their verbal expressions regarding money, treating each statement as a binding instruction for their financial destiny. Understanding this principle requires a fundamental shift in how you approach everyday conversation. Rather than speaking reactively about your current financial situation, you must begin speaking deliberately, choosing words that command the reality you wish to create. This means eliminating qualifiers like hopefully, maybe, or someday from your financial vocabulary. These words create weak commands that result in uncertain outcomes. Your financial commands gain strength through repetition and emotional conviction. When you consistently issue clear, positive financial commands through your speech, you create a powerful momentum toward wealth creation. Statements like, "I am a money magnet," or "wealth flows to me easily," become increasingly potent as you repeat them with genuine belief and emotional investment. The most powerful commands are those that align with natural laws of wealth creation. Rather than commanding instant riches or magical money appearances, focus your words on commanding increased awareness of opportunities, enhanced decision-making abilities, and stronger money management skills. These commands work with the natural flow of wealth creation while accelerating your progress toward financial abundance. Your financial commands must also address your relationship with receiving. Many people unconsciously issue commands that limit their ability to receive wealth through statements like, "I don't deserve it," or "It's wrong to want more." Replace these with commands that open your capacity to receive. "I am worthy of abundance," and "I welcome increasing wealth into my life." Privacy is essential when establishing new financial commands. Just as you wouldn't share your computer passwords or security codes, keep your most powerful wealth commands private. This protects them from external doubt or criticism that could weaken their effectiveness. Share your financial vision only with those who support and enhance your wealth-building commands. Your words command not just your conscious actions, but also your unconscious behaviors and the responses you elicit from others. When you consistently command wealth through your words, you naturally begin taking actions aligned with wealth creation, and others begin responding to you as someone destined for financial success. This creates a powerful feedback loop that accelerates your journey to abundance. Let every word you speak about money be a conscious command for the financial reality you choose to create. Treat your financial vocabulary as a sacred tool for wealth creation, carefully selecting each word for its command power. Your words are shaping your financial future with every utterance. Make each one count toward commanding the prosperity you deserve.